When you're a nerd like me, you think about things like this. The nerd stuff just goes through your head when you're just sitting all by yourself. Like, we actually live in a day and time where, for the first time ever, a three Jokers movie in the DCEU is actually possible. Let's talk about that next here in the Poindexter Lounge. What's up, nerd family? Welcome once again to the Poindexter Lounge. My name is Enosh, and it is great to have you with me in the lounge today. Now, look, if this is your first time to the lounge, just know that the Poindexter Lounge is a place for nerds. It's a place where you and me and all of us can get together and talk about the things that we love, things like TV shows, movies, games, sci-fi, fantasy, comic books, superheroes, a toy or two, and so much more. And so if those are things that get you excited, if those are the things that you're into, be it whatever that nerd thing is, you found the right place because we welcome you and we welcome the things that you love. We may not always like the same things. We may not always agree on the same things. We may not always think that Star Wars is going in the right direction or the wrong direction, or Star Trek should do this or that, or, He-Man is right over here and not right over here, or whatever. DC, Marvel, whatever. But we're nerds and we love this stuff and we love having the discussion. And that is the important thing, that we treat each other with respect. And so if that is what you're about, then you have found the right place. So please hit that subscribe button as well as that notification bell. And you know what? Just join this growing group of nerds. We would love to have you here, and hit that like button for us. And then of course you can hit that bell so that you know when we put out new videos and what we do here on a daily basis at the lounge. We'll get into that in a little bit. But today we're going to talk about something that, again, like I said, when you're sitting around with your friends and you're talking about nerd stuff and you're talking about like the what ifs, of nerddom, like what if this happened in Star Wars, or what if this happened in Star Trek or whatever. Sometimes things come across, and of course, in the last year or so, we got the three Jokers story for DC that told this pretty great story about how there have been three Jokers this whole time, and there was a bunch of setup to it, and you can obviously research that if you're interested in getting into that, about why there were three Jokers and whatnot. There's plenty of information out there for you, but there were three Jokers, and that story was crafted really, really well, and it got me to thinking. And I came across this article then, and it was kind of funny because I was looking for it, and it just happened to be that this article popped up as well. And so we're going to talk about just that. We're going to talk about the three Jokers and how this could possibly happen now. We actually have three Jokers right now in active, in different forms of action, I should say. But it makes for an interesting premise. For sure. It makes for an interesting time in fandom. And so I want to go over this real quick with you guys because comicbookresource.com had this article, and it says the Three Jokers DCEU film is actually possible now. With three cinematic Jokers appearing in quick succession, Warner Brothers could draw on their popularity for a standalone Three Jokers adaptation. Now, of course, this contains spoilers for the Batman and for some other things. So if you haven't seen the Batman and you're worried about spoilers, then probably put this video back, save it as one of your favorites, or whatever, and tuck it away somewhere neat, and then come back to it. But it says the Batman has been one of the most successful DC movies in a while, both critically and financially. In telling a story with its own version of the Dark Knight, it creates yet another cinematic universe for DC and Warner Brothers to explore in the future. Of course, where Batman is, the Joker usually isn't far behind, and that's the case with Matt Reeves' new film too. Now, in this movie, they introduced a new version of the Joker. At the end, there's a whole end scene, and then, of course, they released a deleted scene after that showed us a little bit about what that Joker could have looked like. And the Batman brings the current total of recent cinematic Jokers up to, you guessed it, 3. Though they said those might seem repetitive, it actually creates an interesting opportunity. DC could take advantage of these multiple castings and adapt the recent comic book storyline, Batman Three Jokers. Here's what Jeff Johns and Jason Fabok's story was about and how it could be brought to life on the big screen. Now, before we get into this, I get it. Some of you are going to look at me and go, "Well, Enosh, no, it's impossible. There are three different universes. There are three different things. It has absolutely nothing to do with what's currently going on." I know that. Let me save you the keyboard time right now. I know that. I know that this is not going to happen. This is a what if situation. This is like one of those imagine if this happened on the big screen or whatever. Okay, so just go with. Can you just go with me there for just a second? Let's go there and let's take a look at just the premise, right? Released in 2020, Batman Three Jokers was a DC Black Label title that spun out of the events of John's Darkseid War and DC Rebirth. The story details Batman's investigations into seemingly contradictory crimes committed by the Joker. And looking further, Batman discovers that the Joker may have, in fact, always been three different people, all of whom are homages to the various interpretations of the Joker throughout the character's publication history. These incarnations include the criminal, the clown, and the comedian. I've got all those action figures, by the way. Great action figures, who conspire to recreate their iconic origin story from the Killing Joke and create a fourth Joker. In fighting to take them down, the Batman family realizes how important, for better or worse, the Joker has been in Batman's crime fighting career. All the while, Batman comes to grips further with Joe Chill, his parents' killer, as the former crook lies on his deathbed from cancer. I will just tell you this. It's a great story. It's a really great story. I've had my own problems with Jeff Johns and, situations at Warner Brothers and whatnot and DC, but it's a great story. It's a really great read. And I invite you, go read the thing. Go read the Three Jokers. It's a really good story. But there have been three different cinematic Jokers in the last few years. The DC Extended Universe Joker, played by Jared Leto, the version from Joker, played by Joaquin Phoenix, and now the version from the Batman, portrayed by Barry Keoghan. One could argue that these versions embody the different traits of the clown seen in the Three Jokers, make it even more imperative that Warner Brothers take advantage of this unique situation. Now, look, comic book resources, like they're gonna hype this up, right? They're gonna put out an article like this, get people thinking, oh, it could happen. They're not going to combine these three. This is not going to happen, but it's cool to speculate and to just think about what could be. The Three Jokers movie could be set in the DCEU, but an even better idea would be for it to simply be a sort of standalone Elseworlds movie like Joker itself was. This way, the actors could all reprise their roles while maintaining the integrity of their respective universes. This would be perfect, given that a Joker sequel is still somewhat unlikely. I don't know. They keep talking about it. They want to do it, and I don't know if I want to see it. I've shared my own feelings about the Joker movie and how I feel about it. Maybe I'll do it again in a single video, but they keep saying that they want to do it. Jared Leto's Joker still needs redemption after 2016 Suicide Squad. I don't feel that way. I feel that it was just fine. And I just want to see more. That's what I hear more from anybody about Jared Leto's Joker, is that they just want to see more. But in having a standalone feature, DC and Warner Brothers would also prove again that a story doesn't need to take place in an extensive shared cinematic universe to be a great and crowd-pleasing film. Instead, the movie could stand on its own while drawing on the nostalgia of past Batman movies. To highlight this further, the rest of the cast could also be all mixed up. For instance, to further showcase how this is in its own universe, Batman could be played by Ben Affleck, while Gary Oldman could reprise his role as James Gordon. Likewise, they're getting it. They're digging a little deep on this one. I'll say that, right? They're digging a little deep on this one, trying to say, well, we'll just mix everybody up and blah, blah, blah. I get it. People want to see all these mixes and stuff. And we're going to see a lot of stuff in the Flash movie come next year. But everything is not, I mean, they even, talk about like Spider-Man No Way Home and all the different, things that go along with that. No. I don't see that happening. But I do think that it would be a cool thing, like in some other world, in some other time. What could that be like, right? Like, what could a Three Jokers film look like? I think it would be cool to just imagine that and think about that, because that story was so good, and to see it played out on the big screen, I think it would be cool. Now, which Jokers would you love to see? Now, obviously, Heath Ledger, no longer with us, fan favorite for the Joker. A lot of people loved Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, even though I had some issues with it. I love Jared Leto's Joker. I know, hot take, right? But and then now we have Barry Keoghan. So, which Jokers would you prefer if there were to be a three Jokers movie? If they were to do something like this, which Joker would you like to see portray each different Joker in something like this? Would this be something that you'd want to see, or would you just not even want to? Did you not read the three Jokers? Maybe you're still mad at all the people involved, and you just really don't want anything to do with it. Hey, I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear your thoughts on this and what you think about the possibility of doing a three Jokers movie. Do you think it's even possible? Do you're like me? You don't think it's possible, but you would love to see something like that in like a crazy mixed up world, in a society that we live in. Hey, thanks to all of our patron supporters and all of our members. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys for all that you do. And don't forget, right now, our giveaway. If you become a patron or you become a member, or give a super chat at any one of our live streams, don't forget you could be winning this Skella God. Now I have the Power Crunch. Comes with a little action figure and everything, and it's still good. It's all sealed up and yummy, and you can still eat this till November. All right. So thank you to everybody who supports the channel in whatever way that you support it. If you just watch or you support it in other ways, we're so grateful for all of you and thankful for all that you do. Don't forget that we do have a store where you can find all kinds of different items and cool stuff with a Poindexter Lounge on it. And if you do that, say, send us a picture or whatever of you wearing some of that stuff, because we would love to see you in it. That being said, man, three Jokers on the big screen. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the three Jokers on the big screen and how cool that would be? Let me know what you think down in the description below or down in the comment section. And don't forget, we've got lots of cool stuff that goes on here each and every day. We've got a whole list of shows with different hosts and different things that are going on. So check all of those out. And hey, check out the lounge, because we're going places. We're doing things. And we would love for you to be here with us as we go. All right. So until next time, like I always say, don't let anybody tell you that your fandom doesn't matter, and don't tell anybody that their fandom doesn't matter. And don't try to always be the smartest person in the room. Sometimes just let people have some fun. Let people enjoy what they enjoy. And you know what? You just enjoy what you enjoy. And as long as you treat everybody with respect, there'll always be a place for you here in the Poindexter Lounge. Until next time, stay nerdy.